Hi everybody, this is CVGS. I'm ZaCaptain here and I have Rem.
Hey.
And today is the release for the next trial deck. These are coming out very fast, like 2 weeks in between. Holy hell, Bushiro, please let us breathe. This is the Shadow Paladin trial deck, the Suzugamori Ren trial deck. So this one is the Shadow Paladin deck, which is featuring Blasted Dark in the front here. Now, Ren, are you familiar with the release date? You guys are seeing the release date, but let me test you. Are you familiar with release date?
Release date for the trial deck should be released at around this week. And
what is this week? What is today?
Today is the 10th of August.
Yes, today is the 10th of August, which is actually the release date here. You failed the test. Go back and study some more. So, pretty much, just a small drill just to get the things going on. But pretty much this is the trial deck for Shadow Paladin. You can see Rem here on the side here as it appears in the anime. On the back here is the list. Nice purple hue with Blasted Dark on the side here. Not much to go through, so we won't go into that. We will now pop the deck open. Yeah, yes it is. So we pop the deck open and we can see what the cards are in here. But of course, we always have the first guide, now customized with every single character who's appearing in this trial deck set. We also have their standardized print for the playmat. And at the back here you can see the how to play for this deck rather. At the same time also you can see like how to boost as well with the new upcoming
AL4 booster.
AL4 Team AL4 booster, the booster set that's coming out in 2 weeks time. For sure, please let us breathe. Okay, moving on to the next part. So let's just get into here. Now I struck gold with the last one with the foiling. This time round it seems that I did not strike gold at all. So well, no extra foils here, no nothing fancy over here. So we'll be going through the key cards for this deck. We'll break it down, but we'll be only going through the key cards instead of like the whole thing in general, because you guys can get the idea of what the whole thing does in general, but we're going to highlight the key things that's in here. And last but not least, well, the force markers here. So Shadow Paladin is a force marker clan. Force clan rather. So these are the markers that you're going to be using with this trial deck. So we'll break down into the decks and showcase the key cards straight for you right now. Okay, so these are the cards that we have isolated from the deck itself to showcase the abilities that this trial deck has, just to highlight the key important facts when playing this Shadow Paladin deck out of the box. So we've gotten the Ace Vanguard for this set, which is a Dark Dictator. We have Blasted Dark here, and a few other units that are either nostalgic or important to the deck itself to showcase what it does. So we'll start off with the Ace himself. So this one is the Dark Dictator. So the skill is that the first one is a continuous skill on the Vanguard circle. During your turn, for every regard that you have, this unit gets plus 2k. So this is basically Alfred in the old days, in the premium when he was first released. So his second skill is X skill once per turn on the Vanguard circle. By counterblast 1, choose a grade 2 or lower card from your hand and call it the Regard Circle, and for the turn that unit gets plus 5k, then your opponent chooses one of his regards and retire. So this is a difference between Shadow Paladins of old in premium now and Shadow Paladins of new in the standard format now, which is that the retiring is no longer of the player's choice, it is of the opponent's player's choice, which is more of the old Narukami thing. What do you think, Rem?
It's a new interesting playstyle which is sticking with the new standard series.
Okay.
We'll just see how it goes in the long run when the AL4 booster comes out, see how it goes.
That is true. We do need to see the stuff from the AL booster in order to do that. So, but moving on, we move on to the star of the deck itself, which is Blasted Dark. Now these are two different arts, so they're both Blasted Dark, but we'll go through his skill right now. His skill is that auto on the Vanguard Regard Circle when placed. By counterblast 1, your opponent chooses one of his own regards and retire it. So again, back to choice of the opponent instead. But on the Vanguard Circle, X skill once per turn. If your opponent has no regards, by discarding one card from your hand for the turn, this unit gets plus 1 drive.
Plus 1 drive.
So he, in a way, he gets an additional drive similar to I forgot who it was. It was similar to Riser Custom in that regard, whereby by putting card in the soul, then you actually get initial drive and you can attack on the first turn, but loses 1 drive. Sorry, this one is a bit of an opposite in that regard, whereby it plus 1 drive as long as your opponent does not have any regards on the field, which makes it a must ride in a way, because if you can get rid of your opponent's any units that he's called down, especially if he's playing conservative, you can actually benefit from the +1 drive just by discarding 1 card, which means there's a twin drive right off the bat.
Yes, it seems balanced as well, like the cost of it, discarding 1 card and getting 2 cards back in the twin drive.
Because it might be a bit unfair that he doesn't get to drop a card, you know, just to get a twin drive. So the cost outweighs the means of it. So, alright, moving on to the next one. So we don't have the name here because I can't read full Japanese, only Dempster really can. But basically her name is actually Emma. So Rem, can you read off a skill for us?
So the skill applies only on the rearguard circle, so it's a once per turn skill. So when your other rearguard is placed, this unit gets +5k until the end of the turn. And that's all it says.
That's all it says. So, but this one does highlight one key thing, which is if this is a force clan, am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So with this being a force clan, being able to add more power just by calling more units down onto the ground would make that one column even more. I think this one might suit to certain players who prefer to put their force markers on the rearguard circle instead of on the vanguard.
Yes, I think it would fit their playstyle now. My playstyle is more suited to putting force markers on the vanguard, but I can see where this deck is going by suiting a variety of players as well.
Where I feel that Dimension Police is more of like vanguard centric. Shadow Paladin is rearguard centric, and Royal Paladin is kind of like in between the two, in a sense to that. So.
In a sense, yes.
In a sense, indeed. So, right, moving on to the next card that we have here. This one is, I don't remember the name. I think it's Witch of Nostrum. Arian Nor.
Arian Horde.
Arian Horde, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So, basically, its skill is that a next skill on the rearguard circle, by Soul Blast and resting this unit, for that turn, one of your units gets +10k. So she's a 6k base, and similar to how she was in premium now. Basically she was rest, drop, draw back then, but this one is Soul Blast, rest, and you get to add power, which plays more towards what Emma does and what the deck actually can do in general. So especially with adding a lot more power to certain units, so you can pump it to the vanguard or rearguard.
Yes.
Not much for talk at the moment, so Bushiro, please let us breathe. Alright, moving on to the last card that we have here. Hi everybody, Cap here as I'm editing this video. Just wanted to make a clarification regarding the skill with Blaster Javelin. Before we started recording, we found a difference between the Japanese text translation and the official English skill text. If you can read Japanese, you'll be able to see why in a bit, but generally speaking, it's the same skill read in 2 different ways. We'll be reading it out as we translated it from the Japanese text, while the card back will show its skill as it's written in English. Okay, back to the video. Bye bye. So this one is actually Blaster Javelin. So Rem, can you read off the skill for me?
Blaster Javelin. So the skill of it is on the rearguard circle. When placed, if you have another grade 1, you can counterblast 1, draw 1 card, and this unit +3k until the end of the turn.
Alright, so it's grade 1 or less. So grade 1 or less. If you have grade 1 or less, then you can pay the cost, and it gets power, and you get to draw 1. So which means that being able to recover back, it just makes Blaster Javelin a very important unit to keep in your hand, so they can call down to take advantage of its draw. His power is negligent, and you eventually run out of cost, especially in a draw deck just on its own. But he's definitely very helpful, I find. So
it's a Blaster 2.
It's a Blaster 2 as well. So those that are playing Shadow Blaster decks rejoice in premium. So
woohoo!
Alright, so that's the key cards. Now, of course, there are more cards in here which you can actually refer to other sources to see what other skills that they have. But generally, these are the cards that really highlight what the deck actually does. And we will see this deck in action very soon. So we're gonna put it in a trial deck fight that will be up on the channel very soon. So if you want to see that video come up, do subscribe to us here at CVGS. Ring the bell so you get notified of when that video comes out, as well as all of our videos whenever they release. Do follow us on all of our socials. We're on Twitter, Facebook. Follow us on our Discord as well. Follow us on our blog, so you can find Rem, myself, and all of the other Vanguards and Regards there. We're there most nights on Discord. And last but not least, if you like what you see here and want to support the show directly, do consider supporting us over on Patreon. The links are in the description box below. So with that said, we're gonna get this into the fight. So that's all I have to say. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!